Yeah.
Here we are. So
I've got to go and close that door with all that clashing.
Neil's just closing the door.
Tony is kindly cooking Sunday lunch.
There's a lot of clattering about in
the kitchen. So,
actually, while you're out, I was going to say, can you get me my glasses from over there?
Yep.
So I can actually see what people are saying when they come on and start saying. If people do come
if
on.
anyone does come on, we could be by ourselves.
We could.
So,
but whether you... No, there's nobody on
nobody
here.
On
But I was going to say, if you're watching on Catch Up or
On
whatever...
Catch Up.
Today's Halloween.
Yeah.
So we celebrate it as Samhain. So
yep.
Samhain greetings to anybody who's like us.
Happy Samhain, yes. So anyway, so this is our Sunday morning, a rainy Sunday show, and obviously we haven't been to any boot sales today, although there was possibly in our kind of area we have the Ardingly South of England show, one that says that they're going to be going through out the winter, hopefully.
Well, they do have the ability to go undercover.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're like cattle sheds or whatever.
So
I used to go years ago, and they used to sometimes have them undercover. But I think the reason that the boot sales are all out in the open now is because they also have like antique fairs and toy collector fairs and other different things that use those.
We've also got in a kind of a bit further away. You've also got down at Brighton Marina. I believe that they might do it at the car park and might be undercover. I don't know if it's going to be undercover. Well, but if anyone knows of any car boot sales within this kind of south of England that are undercover and that are going
vicinity of us,
throughout the year,
airport, really, because that's pretty much where we're based, just south of the airport.
But it's nice to know for other people in the area, to know what there is that's going to be going on throughout the winter, because there is going to be a need for that kind of thing.
I was hoping that Billy, who does the Faygate sale, would get in touch with Crawley Council about our multi-storey car park in town and see if he could arrange a boot sale there. But
we'll see what happens. But if anyone knows of anything that is actually currently going on, it's good to know. So so I've wanted to mention a couple of things that I've picked up. There's some items that I've actually bought from eBay this week that I wanted to mention about, just things that I think could be handy for other people to actually know about.
And I would just mention there might be some strange noises in the background.
You've got the dogs playing.
The puppy and Chester play a biting game for sometimes hours on end, and it basically involves them biting each other's faces a lot, but it doesn't hurt them.
Good morning, Oliver. We have Oliver Wild is
hello,
is
Oliver.
In the house. Great to see you.
But I was just saying, if you hear strange noises in the background,
they're playing about.
They might take it up onto the sofa in a minute and do wrestling.
Yeah,
on the
I might
sofa,
I might have to tell them to be quiet and shut up a bit. But yeah, they're currently sorry. The dogs are just here, deciding to. They have to play because they're puppies. That's one of them is anyway.
Chester Puppy's actually 8 years old.
Yeah,
but we still call him Chester Puppy.
At least he keeps the other one occupied. So, so if you're actually not here for us and you're here for the dogs, they are down there. They will be taking part in this show. So anyway, I was going to mention about a couple of things that I've actually bought. The first one I'm going to mention, I've actually bought a replacement for it because the first one actually blew up, which doesn't sound great, does it? So the first, I won't get the actual item out because it is the current one is kind of burnt up a bit and it did go bang. The first item is it's a 240 volt adapter to a cigarette lighter attachment. And the idea of buying that is that when I buy sat navs, I also bought some DVD players with the 2 screens for in the cars. I can actually test them up indoors, take photos of them indoors, instead of having to try and hook it up to the one in the car, have the car running so the cigarette lighter runs. You can actually test it indoors. Hang on.
It's basically just a way of having a car cigarette lighter indoors that plugs into the mains that we can check things on, or Neil can check things on.
And then it's, and just...
I don't need to plug in my jigsaws or China.
No, jigsaws in China don't need to go. However, I have got, it was actually blew up as I was testing. I have earlier on in the year, I picked up, it's a DVD player with 2 screens, and it goes into the cigarette lighter, and I wanted to test it and show it working whilst taking photos of it.
A DVD player with 2 screens? Are you talking about the ones that are for in the car?
Yeah.
So it goes on the back of the head.
Yeah, that's it.
I just thought an indoor DVD player with 2 screens. That's bizarre.
No. It's a car one.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't up to speed with you there.
I've actually picked up, I've got 3 of them. I've got 2 of them are photoed and listed. But the third one, the nicer one of them, I was in the means of doing it, and then the actual unit went bang and kapoof, and the circuit board has all gone black. And
I was upstairs, I missed it.
Yeah, I missed it. But the actual thing,
first fireworks that were at so far, and I missed it.
So that's the first item. But if you guys haven't actually thought of it, it's a great idea if you're picking up any sat navs or anything that plugs into cars for testing. So I think it was about £6 now. It was a little bit flimsy, the one I've actually picked up, and obviously it went kaput. But there is I'm going for a £9 one, which actually looks more like a laptop charger with the plug and the external connector. So that's what I've gone for next, because I still have more items. I've got quite a few sat navs upstairs that need listing, so I figured I'd get one of those. But that was the first thing.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just got my eyes over there,
on
keeping
the dogs.
an eye on the dogs, what they're doing in the garden.
Now, a bit like in here, I have. This is one of the boxes of cameras that I have. I have multiple boxes of cameras, a lot of which of the cameras don't have chargers for the batteries. So I picked
And you're also getting really good at fixing.
I'm trying.
Cameras, if their zoom isn't working properly or whatever.
I'm trying to get used to it. It's kind of like if there's a camera or something that's broken, or a DVD player or something that's broken, it might be worth just having a little look before disposing of it. And at the moment, what I'm doing is I'm listing some of my broken stuff as broken and just selling it for parts. So it's literally, I mean, some people might want to be repairing stuff if they got something. Spares and repairs. So for them having parts. So I'm listing some stuff at 99p. Some DVD players, some cameras and stuff at 99p, and putting it on a 7-day auction to see if people would like that. I've actually sold one of the items already. Somebody actually sent me an offer. I think it was for £6 for one of the cameras. And it's like, yeah, I'll take that, as long as if I'm only paying £1 for it. If I can get the £1 back or just get it out the house, save taking it to the tip. Think responsibly for recycling and stuff like that. If somebody else can make a benefit of it, then that's good. But what I actually picked up was this. R&J Resellers. Hi, great to see you. So this is a universal charger for camera batteries and digital SLRs and stuff like that. I've actually got one of my batteries here actually at the moment charging up. This is for a what have we got? There we go. This is for a nice little Nikon I picked up quite cheaply. Didn't have a charger for it. That's the battery for it. But what the great little thing about this charger, this little charger, is where you've got the There we go. Where you've got the battery terminals there, what actually happens is the slider, you actually have sliders for the terminals. So it doesn't matter where these terminals would actually be. All you do is to line it up. So if I can show you. Right, so all I'm doing is line the terminal up and line the next terminal up, pop the battery in, and then there's a slider to hold the battery in place, and then the battery is charging. And that will work for loads of different batteries. And I thought that was, I think it was about 16 quid, something like that for the charger. But where I've got so many of these old cameras, the idea is that if I charge the battery up on that, and then I can check that the camera works. Going to let the dogs back in. Come on, in you come. Okay.
And can I just wish Richard a very happy birthday? Your YouTube this morning really made me chuckle.
Oh, was that Rick? That's
RSA
yes.
Resellers.
Yes, that was. So are you? Was it 56? Not 59. Was that it? Anyway, happy birthday. Have a great day. And thank you for choosing to.
Well, I don't know if it was his birthday today or
when the film was made.
Day or two. But anyway,
yes, it was
hope
good.
you had a great day whenever it was.
Yeah. Anyway.
And I was just saying that your YouTube really made me laugh this morning. And when you ate your audience.
Cool. Yeah. So going back to my film thing, the batteries. So I've got that so that I can check I can charge the batteries up. I can then check that the camera is working, and then I can then decide to either sell it as a working camera without the charger, or on a decent enough camera where there's enough money to be made in it, I could actually possibly buy a charger knowing that the camera works. So I just wanted to share. I was looking for something to see whether there was a universal charger or something, and that,
lo and behold, there it is.
That one seems to be the answer for it. And I just picked it up on eBay. It was quite good. So yeah, I'm not selling these, just an item I picked up this week to try and make my life easier and to be able to sort more stuff out quicker. So, by the way, if you haven't picked up tea or coffee yet, make sure you've got a tea or coffee with you
or a glass of wine or whatever.
Or a glass of wine or whatever just
It
happens.
is a rainy Sunday.
It is.
Sure.
So rain as well. I mean, so excellent. Yeah, so that was just two items that I thought might be good to share with you guys. So I've been neglecting actually here. I should be doing that was the hello from Oliver. We've got the Highland Jan.
And I was also going to point out, I don't know if he would watch our channel at all, but Tom the English Picker is back on YouTube after a bit of a break. So
all right, cool.
Good to see him back, and perhaps other people could go and check his channel out.
Oh, it was today. Yep, sorry. Yes, well, thank you very much for spending part of your birthday watching us. I mean, and then Oliver said, do you have much luck selling the cameras? Are people still buying? Yes, people.
Yeah, I saw one just the other day, because I don't pick up as many as Neil, but I did pick up one a few weeks ago for 50p, didn't I?
Yeah.
Sold that one for 20 quid. Although after it had arrived, the guy messaged me and said, thank you for the very speedy delivery. And was it film tested? And I thought, surely you should ask that before you
purchase it rather than after.
So I don't know if he's... And I said, no, it wasn't. I put batteries in and made sure it was working, but didn't put a film through it. So I don't know if he's going to use that as an excuse to send it back at some point. But
no, the cameras actually are one of my staples of selling at the moment, and I haven't got around to listing this one, but I'm very much I picked that one up a little while ago, the a G12. I haven't got round to actually cleaning it up nicely, and I wanted to. It is tested. It does work. This was part of the reason why I got the charger, and I was umming and ahhing. Do I actually sell it without the charger, but sending it with a full battery so that I know it works?
Yeah.
Or do I actually buy a charger to go with it?
I think if I were you, I'd be inclined to charge it up, show it's working, and then put the link in the listing, say, you know, it doesn't come with the charger, but you can get the right charge. You know, this is the right charger, so they can.
Yeah. So
because there's nothing worse than buying something and then getting it and you can't use it because you don't have the right stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas if you give them,
the trouble is, with some of this stuff, even if you charge the battery up, it could be a couple of months before it actually sells. So it
might need charging again.
So then it might need charging again. So it's almost like I'm wondering, should I charge it just before I send it out?
Yeah, that would be a generous thing to do.
It would be.
Make sure it's completely charged up.
So there is that kind of thing to think about.
And yeah, in terms of cameras, Neil still picks up the little digital ones, even if they're like 4 or 5 megapixels. Sometimes,
yeah,
I'm amazed that they sell at all. I mean,
some of the 2 or 3 megapixel ones, you know, that they might only sell for 6 or 7 quid, but if I'm picking them up for £1, it's still 5 times the profit. And it's like, that's got to be worth doing. I mean, I try and pick up stuff that is above 5 megapixels. I mean, what have I got here? Just for an example.
Just looked out the window. One of my neighbours has got a pizza oven in his garden. I've just seen loads of smoke coming out the top. So
I've got another box that has more. That has more in it, but I've got 5 cameras here. So we've got a Fujifilm, that one, that's a 14 megapixel.
Well, 14 is quite reasonable.
That's pretty respectable.
The ones that are, you know, sort of.
I was just because it's what's in the box. This one's that's a 5.1 megapixel. We've got, what's this one? Canon 6.1. What have we got? FinePix 6.3.
I better move my little one out of the way before
Jan's got a nice little one that she actually uses.
Well, that's one I bought a couple of years back. So
Samsung. See, that's a nice look. I like this one. I think that's a nice looking camera. But yeah, there's all different ones, and these are the kind of things. All of these, but it's taken a little while to pick up.
That's my little one. You can tell it's mine because it's purple.
That's Jan's. That's definitely Jan. Not to sell. Do not sell that one.
Do not sell that one. I've been using that for my listings because my iCloud storage is full, and it said I can't do any photos across. But when I was trying to download photos on that from that yesterday onto the iMac, it started taking all the photos off the phone as well. So I thought, well, you just lied to me then. Just to get me to pay £6 a month. You're telling me that I haven't got any storage. It's going to try
and fill it up as quick as it can for you. But yeah, so we've got all these cameras here. Would have paid £1 to £3 probably, something like that. And again, it's you know, the main thing is I just need to be able to charge the batteries on them, check that they're working, and then get them out again. And it's just a case of, you know, on some of these, it might just be that there's a cable that you could plug into them. But I don't necessarily want to go and buy the cable until I can actually check that they're working. So I don't have a problem if I say for example this little one, if that can have a cable to charge it up with, then once I know that it works and it's fine, and let's say it's £3 for the cable, then if it's going to sell for 15-16 quid or more, then it's worth buying the cable. So then
can we move on from cameras?
Let's move on from cameras. All right.
Sorry, I'm just getting a bit bored of
next
cameras.
Subject then. Over to you.
Well, what about thermal printers? Because I know Rich in his video just got a new thermal printer, and I wondered.
Hi, Gary.
Hi. I wondered if you actually chose that one, or if your wife chose it for you, and if you chose it yourself, what made you decide on that one? Because we're sort of humming and hawing at the moment because we're getting to that stage where the thermal printer's not that far into the future, is it? Possibly. And how expensive is it in terms of labels things? I'm concerned about that as well. Is it going to actually cost us more in printing off the labels? But the thing that does worry me about the ones that we're using at the moment, which are printed with wet ink, is coming up for the winter, if the postman, sometimes they deliver my mail soaking wet,
right,
and if the labels start to get wet,
then it could, that's an interesting.
Would it kind of bleed the ink, and then they wouldn't know where it was going? So
So is anyone here actually using thermal printers?
And how much are your labels costing you? Is it actually cheaper to have them, or? I mean, alternatively, we could just print off onto a plain piece of paper and put it into a plastic wallet that goes on the thing. I bought, I think it was 500 of those when you needed to ship your one wheel back to America, and we needed to have a.
Alternatively, you just get a bit of it's a bit like the brown parcel. You just get some clear and then just stick it across the label that we've already got.
But the problem there is if you get a crease in it over the barcode or the QR
then it won't read.
Then it won't read. So you've got to have it absolutely flat. That's
so how, I mean, we were looking, I mean, some of these printers are, I mean, the thing is, if I'm going to buy something.
I feel as I'm falling off the screen there.
Let's redo the camera. Let's see if, hang on. Sorry for the wobble. Let's, how's that? Is that any better for you? Yeah, that's a bit nicer for you, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got a bit of a bleach out here on the sun bit here. I should need a bit of shading.
Well, it's because you've got the light coming from the same side as the window, so we've got no.
I'll get some light bounce back instead. How about that? No, I've got the light from the window. That's just how it is today.
Sorry, we're having just one of those days today. It's the clock's changing. That's why.
Blame it on that. That'll do.
So because the clocks went back, the puppy doesn't know. So she woke up. What time was it? She woke up in new time.
5 o'clock or something. It was too early. It was too early. I came down.
Even in
old
time,
let them out, early. and then they had to. Then I went back to bed, and then I had to get up for them again. So I had to then come down and list stuff and stuff.
Because Neil has to get up for the dogs in the morning because I can't open the back door. It's too stiff for me.
Right. My wife chose it for me. It was looking for one. And my
name's Ray, not Richard. Oh, I'm sorry, Ray. And I do apologise for getting your name wrong.
Yes, sorry for that. I'll find out for you. Thank you. Oh, that's brilliant. So that's one of the things that we need to look out for. But it's also, you say how much is it actually going to cost for the printer, and how much is it actually going to cost for the labels that you put in it. That's obviously going to be yeah. So I mean that's something to very much look out for. So now,
and you're also going to talk about bubble wrap, because Neil's been in
Yeah.
charge of purchasing all the bubble wrap so far, and I said to try and get a better one, because the one that you've been buying was a bit flimsy, wasn't it?
yeah, the one that we've been using it's really it's quite a soft plastic, and I know that previously we've had a better quality one, and I haven't thought about it really. So
yeah, because the one that we started off with was the one that I bought at the storage container place
Yes.
when I was packing up my mum's house.
Yeah.
I've just gone in there and got, so it was
yeah. So that was a better
premium
one to start
quality.
with, and then I've been buying some partially with the eBay. So I've been buying most of my stock through eBay, the supplies on eBay, because obviously as a new account, whether you're buying or selling,
it all helps.
it all helps on your feedback, and so you get a better feedback and a better rating. And
So what is your feedback up to now?
my feedback at the moment is, hang on, just make sure I don't. I'm up to 139 feedback.
Well, that's not bad,
that's
especially
not
considering
bad.
not all the buyers leave feedback.
Yes.
Do they? You know,
Yeah.
when I go through mine to see, I basically look at the feedback to make sure they got it and they're happy with it. But so many of them just don't bother leaving.
I've
anything
actually
at all.
had 363 transactions since I started the account. So that's not bad, but it does
Yeah.
show that there's a lot less feedbacks than there is transactions. So
Whereas when we started getting into this, and I was looking at my feedback, and it actually came up that even before I started doing the reselling, I had about $9,000 going through my account.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff you've been doing.
Well, I used to buy expensive things as well, didn't I? You know, like this table was 450 quid.
Yeah.
We've had 3 or 4 sofas from eBay. That's normally £100 at least. In fact, our first big curved sofa was £500 because we'd gone to the shop and chosen it, and it was, I think, £2,500 in the shop. And I said, I'm not paying that.
Yeah.
Even before we had the dogs, I said, I'm not paying that, because it was so big. I thought I might get it home and say it's too big for the room and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I said, you hang on, I'll get it on eBay. And
Yep.
he's just going, yeah, right. Within, it was just a couple of months, wasn't it? I
Yeah.
found somebody that had bought the exact sofa that I wanted, but was moving to a smaller house, wouldn't fit in the house. It was 6 months old, and we got it for 500, I think.
Yeah.
So I've always loved eBay for that sort of thing.
Oh, hang on, we've got a hello, Mr. Diggs.
Hi there.
I'm just going to go back to this one. The one I have comes with labels. Look at cheap wallpaper for using for fill. Well, actually, for fill, we're kind of doing all right at the moment, because we're what's that smile for?
I was just thinking, should we show them what we're using? No, we got political material. I've got a load of A3 and A4 posters for, I don't even know what it says. It was for the Brexit party, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Was it Vote Brexit or something?
Something like that. But it's a
Well, it was actually after Brexit, because it was the Brexit party. So,
well,
but they're really, really good quality papers. Somebody had spent a fortune on.
it was the Brexit party, and
So that
it's
would have been the general election afterwards. So.
and it's all this, but it kind of scrunches quite nicely.
And makes
And
pretty good
you
film.
get lots of those as makes pretty good fill. The other thing,
But because it's quite shiny paper, it's no good to use for anything else.
no, so it's good for that. But also, we've still got lots of
Well, we've just had a fresh delivery
We've
of
had
our
a
boxes.
fresh delivery of these boxes. So this is the boxes that we get,
And boxes are actually from it's somebody who's on home dialysis, and the fluid for the dialysis machine comes in these boxes. So they have to be really, really strong boxes to protect the plastic bags that these fluids come in.
you also get these liner. It also has the liner to make it extra strong. Now, Jan's been cutting these up to make.
So I line, or if I need a box that isn't this box size, then I'll cut these up to make a lining for flimsier boxes.
But because we're actually getting quite a lot of these, you can also just tear the cardboard up and use it for fill if you need some fill for something. But we're actually doing really well. We've got our neighbours next door, Ivy and Tony, have been brilliant at. They've been saving boxes up,
and they sometimes watch us. So morning,
and if you're there, Ivy and Tony,
we'll put the kettle on.
Yeah. But we get lots of these. I mean, how many do we? I think it was 12 or 13 we've just picked up.
Yeah.
We'll get more of these next week. They'll be, we're getting them on a daily basis. So they're really good for making custom boxes up. Actually, just cutting them up and making custom boxes. They're really good for our storage system. And
but as for the wallpaper idea, yes, I've been using that embossed wallpaper. I picked up one of those for about 20p.
Yeah, great if you're picking
and
up
that's
the
been
boot
brilliant
sales.
because it's just so thick.
Absolutely.
And other people use shredded paper, and I think of all that shredding that I'm just you can't recycle the shredded paper, can you?
Well, just got to keep. We've got people saying things. What have we got? R and J, hi. Good morning, Ian and Jan. Hope you're both well. Dogs are well.
The dogs are all very well.
Dogs are doing great, thank you.
I was saying at the very beginning that Echo and Chester play the biting game quite a lot. So if you hear fuss going on, they're settled down at the moment. But they have these wrestling matches between the two of them.
Then we've got a hello from Dave, and what did we get?
So just hello to everybody, and
I can't. Said the label print cost around £100 from Amazon.
That's a good price, actually.
That is a good price.
When you can compare it to the zebra printer, which is about 300.
What brand is that? Would really like to know what brand that is. Right now, something slightly coming off the thing of printers and stuff. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the channel Daily Refinement. The guys from California, I think it is, and he actually, I think he has one store that has like 25,000 items on it. And he's just started up a new store to show the process of how to start a new store and his kind of results. It's quite a kind of mentoring channel, and it's very much down to the data of kind of things and stuff. But they're talking. I haven't really heard much about this kind of stuff. Do you guys have a draft bank of items, and do you? So, for example, I'm now looking as in pre-listed. So I've got stuff that is held in the schedules, and I can now, without fail, I can list 10 items a day every day, so that you have consistency. And apparently, I didn't realize this before, but having that consistency really affects how many impressions you get from eBay. And apparently, it looks at a period of maybe a week or 2 weeks. And if you do 10 a day, 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 nothing on the weekends maybe, and then kind of one the next day. apparently the algorithm looks at it and says, oh, you only want enough for one a day, although your other time is kind of higher. And so it's the idea of actually having consistently listing every day, and having listings that are ready to go every day, so that you always list a minimum amount of stuff. Let's see what other people are saying on this. I'm sure I'm good. I think I've got that was. Yeah. Okay, no, not that one. Don't let them rubbish. Right. Okay. Yeah. Looking at some other comments on there. So yeah. So that's what I've been looking at, and it's the idea of trying to do some consistent listing. So I've been trying to look at having a of building up a bank of ones ready to kind of go. And I just wondered if any of you guys are doing the same, if that's what you guys are doing. I'm just trying to get more and more sales, and yeah, just kind of just wanted to know if you guys are doing that kind of thing, and if it's making a difference to your sales. And do you guys actually bother to look at the traffic on your eBay to see how many impressions you're getting, and if it's going up and down, and to look at the consistency of that, because that seems to be quite a big thing. And also, so for example, if I'm going to list 10 a day every single day, that's 70 items a week that I need to resource, and then to have to not only to resource, but I've then got to be able to find the room to store that, and then how long is that going to take? So let's have a look. What have we got here?
I'm in trouble here because Neil's put the camera onto my computer, so I thought, well, if I put mine on, then I can read the things.
Yeah.
But because we're actually doing it on his,
then we've
got a live thing happening on his and a delay on mine. So I'm sitting here looking at myself. I'm sitting here completely still, watching myself moving, and it's doing my head in.
Well, don't turn yours off. Come back over to here.
I'm going to have to, because you're just going to have to tell me what people say.
Over here. There we are. Sorry, people. We're moving the camera.
I'm so sorry about that, but
it's kind of screwing with Jan, and
I've got brain damage anyway. But this is me thinking this is just.
There we go. Is that any better?
Yeah. At least it's. I'm
No,
not saying
everyone's
it's
gonna be in
in real
focus.
time, but
There we are. That's better. Try that.
I'm just going to turn my picture off, because
What have we got?
That's just totally weird. Looking at myself moving and I'm thinking, but I'm not moving, and it's just like.
Yeah. I kind of changed my eBay business personally, and not selling as much. So now, as in numbers, I'm
used to sell games DVDs for £3 to £5. Moved over 200 listings, and my minimum sale amount is £10 now.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I like the idea of trying to sell. I don't know. I want to kind of be making like 4 or 5 times the amount I'm paying out for an item. So if I'm paying £2, then I want it to be kind of. I want to sell it for well, ideally, I want to buy things for £2 and sell it for 20 quid.
But also, we've got the issue of we're coming up to our first winter doing this, and now that the boot sales are pretty much finished, are you the things that you've been focusing on, you're not going to be able to focus on anymore.
Well, that's the thing.
You haven't got that much coming in. I mean, you've got a lot of
I've got a lot of jewellery, but
in your death pile. But
I've got a lot of at the moment. I was just looking through this morning. I've got cameras to list, sat navs to list. I've got loads and loads of jewellery, and I've got some gaming stuff. But other than that, that's it. That's all I've got. So once that's all listed, I'm going to need to resource some more stuff. So, and that's the thing at the moment. So my thing at the moment for consistency is that I'm trying to now list 10 items every single day, and I want to get to a point of having 14 days worth of items that are already listed, so that, because within that, if you get to a point where I've got 14 days of stuff listed and I've run out of stock, I've got 14 days to find more stock to keep that consistency running.
I was running a system of sell one thing, list 2 or 3, and it was building up nicely. But then over the last week or so, I've had a little flurry of sales and sold quite a few things, but news just been kind of spread out over the whole space. There's nowhere for me to do anything.
Yeah.
And so mine have all kind of taken a back seat, and I've not been listing as much. But
so I'm just trying to read some of the comments to see if there's any comments to pop up, and to comment on what people are saying. Alex,
and it's thinking about what areas to diversify into if we're not going to be able to pick up what we've been picking up. Because neither of us we don't have any children in our life. We've got no ideas about toys or anything like that, have we? And also, they seem to take up an awful lot of space, and that's one thing we're very, very short of. And, I've always said we can't do clothing because I don't know if you can see behind Neil is the big white dog, and he's got a long coat, which he must shed his body weight in fur almost on a daily basis. So,
although if I had storage room, I think clothing is something I would like to go into. I've been watching Chris on Daily Refinement, and he seems to concentrate on clothing. Just because it's an everyday thing at a lowish price. But the problem with that is I do wonder about how they.
And
I'm not into clothes.
You're the least likely person. I've always said that my son can take a bin liner and make it look like an Armani suit, and he could take an Armani suit and make it look like a bin liner.
Yeah. Right, let's get some of these comments, because let's just go through each comment and see what they're saying. I made some money as I did it, not more, but less work, less packing.
But quality over quantity for myself personally, yeah.
Right, Dave's still saying, it's strange. Should pick up coming near Christmas. I'm trying to sort out stuff I have to put on Vintage. Got some PS4 games bought for 50p for PS4 games. That's good.
And one selling for £25. So
that's nice, really nice.
Because we've still not ventured into Vinted or any of the other selling platforms, have we?
I think I'm going to kind of, at least for a while, just concentrate on the eBay. And I think the thing is, although I know that there's a platform thing where you can put it on both, but I think I'd like to concentrate on getting to a level where we can pay all the bills and just concentrate on eBay, and get good at one system and knowing what you've got to do before kind of venturing into more. I think that one platform might do.
Struggle with having too many different systems to think about at one time. You know, I mean, I'm still not even on the sellers platform thing that you use. You know, I'm still.
Yeah, I think I'd very much like to get good at one. I think if you diversify too, because there's different systems have different platforms have different criterias to make stuff show up and to do it right. And I think I'm still very much there's so much still to learn about eBay. And I think I'd like to get it right on one platform. It's like if I was going to move from eBay, then I would probably try and go to Amazon. But I think they're two different animals. They're two different things. I think it's very different. The thing that I like about the idea of Amazon is that they can store your stuff for you, and storage is a major thing. And so that is, if I was going to move platform, I would try and move to that. Let's move on to the next.
With me, my speed of learning to do anything is much slower these days than it was. You know, I used to be able to pick anything up at super fast speed, but nowadays it takes me much longer to learn anything. And then if it's not working, I never know if it's me or if it's the program I'm using or even the computer's broken. You know, I've got that thing of never know where things has gone wrong.
Really interesting. Looking at labels at around £13 for 2 rolls, which hold 500 labels a roll. That's really good. I mean, I was paying £1 for those packs.
Yeah, you pay £1 for how many sheets in there? 10 sheets, is it?
So
that's like 40 labels for £1.
That's the pack.
Yes, it's 40 labels there for £1.
40 labels for £1. So basically, you're looking at 1,000 labels
for 26.
For 26. So how much would that be for 1,000 labels like this?
I don't know. My brain's just gone.
Well, 40 labels. So it's 80 labels would be £2. So 800 would be £20.
Yeah.
£20 for 800. So you're getting another 200. It's way cheaper, isn't it? That is way cheaper to get the printed. So
and like I say, it will give our parcels that much more security.
Yeah.
Well,
that's really good.
Be really grateful if you can keep us informed of how well it's working, and you know, if you'd recommend that particular one in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Let's move on. So we've got lots more questions here. What's this one? Now, Dave. All right. Yeah.
What's Dave the gent saying?
I don't know. How are you? But some of this is people chatting to each other in the chat, and I'm not sure whether it should go on screen or not. But I'm just going to stick it all on screen. So, I'm in the process of branching out onto Facebook selling sites, selling sealed DVDs, games, and other entertainment stuff. Renaming my page
AW Entertainment.
AW Entertainment. Excellent. So whether you're live here or whether you're on or rewatching, pop over to Facebook, check that out. I'm considering doing selling part-time to give it a try.
That's always the best place, is to start with your own things. I mean, we actually, if you know our story, that's how we got into this, is that
it was a mistake.
I just felt that we had too much stuff, and I felt as though we needed to get rid of stuff. And because Neil had lost his ability to work because he's got an autoimmune disease, and I just said, well, if you just start selling all the stuff that we don't need. And then I started going onto YouTube, and I found Nick and Andrea and all
the community,
the whole reselling community. And suddenly occurred to me, this is something that we could both do. that fits around our health condition.
Yeah, because obviously when I'm not able to, when I'm not well enough to work and do stuff, then all my eBay listings are still sat there waiting to be sold. So even when I'm having an off day, and that's really what I was kind of getting about the draft bank or scheduling stuff. If I'm not well enough to actually work, if you've pre-done an amount of listings, I could have a couple of days. You know, if my target now is to have 14 days worth of listings ready to go, and then if I have a weekend off, or if I have a few days when I'm not well enough to work, they're all ready to go. You've got to click a couple of buttons, and that's it. And I think that's a great thing, and that will allow for our health conditions. We both have health conditions, and it means, you know, once the stuff's listed, it's just waiting there to kind of go. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's move on to some more questions, some more chat. What is the difference between a store
and not having one on eBay? Well, I still run just a personal account because I don't sell very much at all. But you've actually taken the leap of faith and opened a shop, haven't you?
Well, you've got this thing, and this is some of the stuff I've been trying to learn. I'm still trying to work out. So at the moment, on a private account, I've got 1,000 free listings. Okay. And you don't have to pay anything for that, and you just pay your other fees that you have. Where you can still have a shop as a private seller. It costs £20 a month to have a shop, and when you go over to a business account, the pricing, I think the base level is £20. The next level up, I think, is £69, and it is to do with how many different free listings that you get and the other rates. But the thing is, I actually said, I think it was 1st of June, I registered as self-employed. So I'm still registered self-employed, and I informed eBay that I'm now self-employed doing this, but they told me, the people were still advising me to stay as a personal seller and not to go as a...
and that was the people at eBay.
That was the people at eBay were telling me to stay as a personal. It's better for you at the moment. But the other thing is that if I have a business account right now, I could be a top-rated seller, and I don't know how much difference. And apparently, if you're a top-rated seller, you'll get more traffic driven to your stuff. So, and some people on YouTube are saying get to top-rated seller as quickly as possible. You have to. There's certain criteria you have to have of returns and sales, and you can't get top-rated seller earlier than being on there for 90 days. But apparently, it makes quite a big difference. So at the moment, I'm trying to and ah. Is being a top-rated seller worth paying the extra money? Am I going to get that much more sales? Because I would probably need to be at about the £69 worth, or the 69, which is the middle rating, if at the moment I went to that. And also, it's also about how many listings your store has. So, for example, I've got just over 500 listings at the moment. And it's about the percentage of sales you're going to get to do with how many listings you actually have, to try and get a daily turnover, and to get a certain amount of sales so you can kind of live on it. So I mean it's something I would really like to know. We currently have 13 people live.
Trying to get past. There you go.
I'd really like to know what you guys think of having a business account compared to a private account, and is it worth pushing for that top rated seller? Does that make a big difference for you? And it could be boring a whole load of people, because a whole load of people might not actually be using eBay.
And I think also, are you doing it part-time? If you're doing it full-time as a main income, then really you've got to push for that sort of thing, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. That's just it. If you're just doing it as a hobby and just sticking up a few things as you get them, let's say I'm starting to get to that point where I want to get 10 items every day, if not growing that to more. But I'm going to start with, for a few months, of consistently posting 10 items. Let's go for some more comments. We've got some hi Dave, hi mate. I don't have a shop. Right, there we go.
Yeah, I'm doing exactly the same. Baby steps, and I'm never going to be able to work full time at this because I just don't have the ability to. But just taking it a step at a time, and also finding out what I can pick up that I know is going to sell. I mean, at the beginning, of the summer, I hadn't got a clue what I was buying at boot sales. I was just going out and thinking, well, and then thinking about people that I've been watching on their YouTubes. What are they picking up? What are they selling? Whereas I think I'm sort of falling into my own little niche now of I do like china and glass and that sort of thing.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, is kind of looking at where I am now, and looking at where I want to be in the future. And I've mentioned this a few times on this one. So the channel I've been watching is Daily Refinement with Chris. And
can you put a link in down below when we finish this?
I'll put a link into his stuff down below. They are, I mean, he has a 25,000 item site, and he's just started a second eBay account. He employs people to do it, and it's very much a case of, I mean, I think they're selling something like 200 items a day, and they're even looking at so for example, one of the things I was watching is if you're selling shoes or selling other items, what's the things for on
Lazy Susan?
The Lazy Susan. So he's getting a Lazy Susan, for you have it on a table for putting condiments and stuff on, and so you can turn it around. But they're getting one of those. It's a round rotary thing. If you put your shoes on, and then you can do that angle, so they know exactly what angle they're going to take the shoes, and instead of having to pick them up and move them, they put them in one place and then move them around on the Lazy Susan. And they're looking at, if they're going to be posting like 200 items in a day, they're kind of streamlining everything, and actually looking at how long is it taking to post it, how long is it to take the photos, and then you've got all your stuff lined up. So you take your photos of this one, move that on, take photos of this one, move it on. They're looking at how long does it take you to pack 5 things, and it is all your storage stuff.
That's another point. I tend to have a whole load of things and do all my photographs all in one session, and then list them afterwards. What does everybody else do? Do you photograph and list all in one go, or do you have a whole bank of photographs and then move on to the listing later?
No, I'm literally with mine. I'm cleaning the item. If it's this camera, I'm going to clean and make sure it's a nice clean camera ready to take the photo. Put it on where I'm going to take the photo, do the photos. Then whilst it's out, in case there's any information that I need, so for example, you know, is there any of the data stuff that I need for listing it? So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna wrap it in the bubble wrap and seal it up. Then I'm using these labels. I'll write a label out. In fact, I have one ready to go.
And I was going to ask other people, do you use a SKU system?
That is my finished item. That has been cleaned. It's been photographed. It's wrapped, so it's not going to get dirty before it gets sent out. That is my end item. So I'm going from that. That is actually another camera. I know what it is. So when it gets put away in a box ready to sell, that's my item. And I do that process all in one go, because then I know that one's done and finished and it's listed. Yeah. So it'd be really interesting, because there is that thing of, do you just get a whole batch of stuff, do all the photos, and then list them later? But
yeah, because I tend to, if I'm doing something that has added information needed, I'll make a note of it while I'm doing the photos.
Yeah.
So then I can go off and do the listing later. I'm talking of listing, I really must get listing this afternoon.
Yeah, let's read some more comments. There we go. So mainly toys, and look at other stuff.
Test all to see what works.
Yeah, I mean,
it's what you wish to sell. I think you kind of have to sell things you like as well, don't you? You know, if you don't like certain things, then.
Well, I mean that's where I started picking up some cameras, and the thing is, the cameras are selling.
I was going to say, mainly I like anything that's going to turn a profit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Anything that you can pick up, sell, and make a profit on, and you see it at another boot sale, I think, well, I've just sold one of those. I'll have another one. And if I can pick it up for the right price, I'll get. And that's really all it is. It's like, for example, after watching, I'm really forgetful at whose film, with the baby carrier and the rucksack. Dave Keith. So he was saying about that. I picked one up the following week. I think I bought it for £10 and sold it for 75, something like that. If I see more of those, which I then did see similar things, if I can pick it up for the right price, I'm going to buy them. Because
I really hope that he made a good profit on his as well, having passed that.
Yeah. But I think it's anything. If you've got the knowledge that that's a good price, I think I can sell it for more, and you sell them, you're going to keep picking up more and more stuff. And it's just the more knowledge we have. But it's also really kind of important. So at the moment, I've got one of those carriers, and it might be the wrong time of year for selling it now. Or maybe I've got it overpriced, but it's quite a big thing.
It's the wrong time of year in the Northern Hemisphere, but with global shipping,
yeah.
You know, there are people, you know, in Australia or whatever that may still want them.
It's an Australian thing. So the thing is, though, the other thing is worth thinking about is how long are you keeping your stuff for, and if I sold that cheaper, I'd have more funds to buy more stuff with, but also I'd have more room to store things. It's the other thing of how much.
Yeah, I was just reading Ray's.
What's on that? I do drafts up first, and sometimes I use someone else's listings on them. Do photos in bulk. Then
I only have a small space, so I know where stuff is. I'm just laughing because I only have a small space as well, and I've lost my GoPro. I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
I know it's not in with the stock, but I've come home from a boot sale months ago and
put it somewhere. Yeah.
In the sand.
In the sand.
That's referring back to that old advert years ago where Kevin wears the carts in the sand.
Piles of sand. But yeah, so
that's a common thing to say in this house, isn't it?
It is in the sand. It's here somewhere. It's not going anywhere. Just can't lay my hands on it straight away.
But I'm quite upset about the GoPro because I haven't actually learned to use it properly yet. Because I've never managed to get it to transfer onto the iMac properly.
Yeah.
And you did offer to have a look as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Because there's all sorts of people on the internet saying they've had exactly the same problem and showing how to do it, and I can't even do it following their instructions. So I was going to let him have a go, but
we'll just have to find it. It'll be here somewhere.
It cost me 300 odd quid though, so it hurts when you do something.
Well, that's coming back to the other thing of
because I do have something of a camera fetish, don't I? Keep buying them. I've got the GoPro, I've got my 360, I've got a couple of SLRs, or I think I gave you one of the SLRs, didn't I? I've got 2 vlogging cameras and a little digital.
Do love
and then I use my phone for everything.
Do love a camera. Do you know how hard it is to sell these? It's a nice camera. Look at it. It's a lovely little camera. All right, might have quite a few others that would kind of. It's like especially this one.
And it's Nikon, isn't it?
That's Nikon.
I mean, so far we almost always buy exclusively Canon, don't we?
I mean the Canon.
Oh, there you go, Canon.
The Canon G12. That is such a lovely little camera.
That's one of the.
And I don't know that I want to sell it.
And that's something else that I really need to get back to. Is since we've been doing this channel, I've completely ignored my channel. The last video that I made, I said, "Hello, I'm back," because I've been gone for a while, and I'm going to do videos on this, and this, and then I just promptly did nothing.
Yeah. So
I really, really need to get back to that.
But I am selling that. I just I don't know. I want to keep it. Right, what's
eBay? I keep going to read something,
I know,
and then he
and
clicks on it, and it disappears. Had some downtime over the last week, a couple of days. It's been dead. I don't know, did it? I know that.
Yeah, there is. Sorry, there. I've been watching, and there is a thing about eBay being dead for a little bit. I could be wrong, but I think there was something about they do an autumn update where they change some things, and it mucks up some of the algorithm kind of stuff.
Right, sorry, I'm just looking around because I lost a dog.
Yeah.
It's all right, I've got all 4 here.
So yes, it has been quite quiet, but then I found that for like a month or so that it's been that it had been a bit quiet. But then this is why I started looking at trying to work out about what's actually going on with the algorithms, and this is why it's only the last week.
I just assumed that my sales had dropped off because I had a little flurry of sales and I haven't been listing anything, so I just assumed that it's because I hadn't put anything back up. But then this morning I sold the mug, so
and that's why I've been looking at Chris's channel, Daily Refinement, trying to learn more about the algorithm and trying to learn about consistency. So it'd be really interesting, like you're saying, it's been not so good. Do you post every single day? And are you posting a consistent amount every single day? Because apparently that makes a big difference to the algorithm and how many impressions we get. So if you could let us know on here if you do actually post consistently every single day, or whether you have some days where you don't post anything. And that's what, for me, it's I want to look at getting consistent sales every single day. And that's why I've been looking into Chris's channel and channels like that, trying to learn about building a consistent every single day sales. And it does seem to be that the algorithm, it's like also been learning that if you've got like a YouTube channel and a load of people go over to look at your shop and they look but they don't buy anything, eBay's algorithm actually penalizes you for having people look but not buy your
really
ratio of stuff.
Isn't it? That
yeah.
If you're getting the views but not the sales, then they're saying, well, obviously what
you're selling people don't like. And looking at there's looking at that, and there's lots of different things that eBay will penalize you for. So, for example, if you're if you sell like 10 things a day and you get 5 sales every single day, and you can kind of handle that kind of traffic, and your sales go out nice and quickly and stuff like that. If you start going up to a higher amount of listings every day, but how quickly you get your items out and you get more bad ratings and more bad
really
feedback.
Surprised me that they actually monitor how fast you're after the sale it takes you to do all your postage and get
when you
out.
click on the postage thing on there, they know how long it is. They can
do then measure how long it takes you between doing the postage label and it being received at the carrier.
Yes, I think they do.
Isn't it?
Because you've got if you've got the tracking thing on there, I think they can register all of that, and I think that's kind of
because that's something that I am still very good on. Is if I get a sale, then it's packed and posted.
What's obviously saying? Sometimes I post nothing on eBay
and get great sales, but other times I post 10 a day, but sales dip doesn't seem to be the best way of doing things.
Yeah. I've been looking at the Daily Refinement channel, and that they have some great coaching over there for people who want to. It's not for the hobbyist and the part-timer, but anyone who wants to understand the algorithm and what's going on and stuff like that, and how to get more consistent. It seems to be quite a good channel, but it seems, for example, that if you post, for the whole week, let's say you post for 5 days, and then the weekend you don't do anything, it seems that the algorithm will actually penalize you on that and then drop your stuff down, and it may you're going to have the fluctuation of the month of where of the time, end of month, middle of the month, kind of people doing more sales and not. But it does seem that the algorithm, if you're not consistent, the more consistent you are, if it thinks right, you're posting 10 items a day, you would like 10 items a day sold because you're doing it consistently. That's what you're doing. You should get more consistent traffic to your stuff. It's something I'm looking at the moment. I'm trying, probably now for about a week. I've now posted 10 items a day every single day, and I'm building a bank of items that are ready to go, so that I have 10 items every single day, and I want to get 14 days in advance of items, so 140
didn't
items.
You say that the delayed listings you can only hold for 30 days or something?
The delayed listings you can only hold for about, I think it's about 3 weeks.
So then again, it's like stock rotation, but
Yes.
it's listings rotation, isn't it? So
yes.
You've got to keep using the ones in your that
you stocked. Yeah. So your oldest, to use your oldest first and stuff like that. Welcome back. So that it's just something that I want to personally build this up as my full-time income, and as a full-time income from home. It's learning. I mean, maybe some of this stuff might not make any difference to people of doing consistency, and that's what I'd like to know from you guys. Is it making a difference to you, or are you on a roller coaster and at the whim of eBay's algorithm? And the thing is, if you can satisfy the algorithm so it's comfortable with what you're doing, and that's really interesting watching Chris's channel. where he has this channel with 25,000 items, but his new account, which he's only just recently started, is having almost as good items on a smaller channel because he's doing stuff right. It's like taking really good photos, making sure the descriptions are really good for the categories that he's doing, and that everything's in the right category when it's posted, and filling out all the specific items on everything. I mean, I've currently got on my account recommended specific items. I've got 131 items that have things to be added.
They've suddenly done this thing where we've all got to add it, and I find it just so annoying. When I'm selling things like ceramics and I've got it listed as a jug.
Yeah.
And in the description it says it's a jug, and there's a photo of it being a jug, and then they say, well, is it a cup or a saucer or a plate? And I'm thinking, but you've got to do it to keep their
I've been posting
happy, don't you?
Been posting DVDs this morning. Just it's quick, and I needed to make sure that I've got another 10 items on, so I'm trying to build up a bank of things actually ready to list. So I was just rattling off some DVDs that I had there because they're quick and easy to post, just so I've got stuff in advance. And once you scan it, I'm using the app on my iPad to take the photos and then scan the barcode. It scans the barcode, recognizes what it is, but when you go into the specifics, it doesn't even have the title of the film in there, which is really odd. You think if it's barcoded, it's come up with the thing, it's got the title, but in the specifics, it doesn't know what. So you've got this whole load of things that you've got to put in, which is those specifics are basically eBay SEO. If you know what SEO and optimizing searches, and it's so
SEO?
Search engine optimization.
Oh, right.
And
I knew that.
Yeah.
I just wanted if everybody else.
Search engine optimization. So, for example, if you might put your
you didn't even have that written on the back of his
I
hand.
know. It's like, no, look, nothing on the back of the hand. So it's like you put in a film, and if you can put in the actors of the film, because someone might search eBay and just type in their favorite actor and want to know what films to kind of, or it might be that you're selling a pair of shoes and you haven't put their size 9 shoes, but the person is searching on eBay size 9 shoes, brown. And if you don't put that brown or lace up instead of slip on.
I was just thinking, we were in two minds whether to do the Rainy Sunday show today, because I was thinking, well, what have we got to
talk about? But we're into an hour and 18 minutes.
Yeah, and it's not even a rainy Sunday anymore, it's blue skies out there now. We're going to have to wrap it up soon.
We are going to have to wrap it up soon. But yes, stuff to think about. If you're not thinking about this kind of stuff and you want more consistent sales, you want the higher sales,
depending, of course, on whether you're doing it as a
hobby,
as a small concern, or whether you really want to go for it and sort of be up there with the big boys.
With the big boys, yeah. It depends what you want to do. So for me, I want to make it a full-time income. So I'm doing a lot of research at the moment, watching a lot of stuff, and I'm feeling positive about it. It's good. And I'm enjoying it, and that's also a big thing.
Hoping to make enough to clear a few bills. I'm still trying to clear off a credit card.
The idea was to clear the house, wasn't it?
Well, exactly.
It's backfired there.
But, I put a lot of vet bills on a credit card last year when we lost our other dog, and that all needs paying off.
Yeah.
Because we don't have insurance on any of our dogs. I just have a credit card for them, and then if they need anything, veterinary care or whatever, then it all goes on their credit card, and that got hit rather badly last year, so it needs paying off.
I'd like to apologise, by the way, to anybody that actually has tuned in to see the dogs, because actually they've all gone to sleep.
They're all asleep. Yeah, I've got one asleep on my foot there. I've got one asleep on the carpet there. I don't know what's happening.
No running up and down the sofa, they're just asleep. Like, we've bored them into...
I know some people like to see the dogs playing, but I think it probably annoys other people.
Oh, it's kind of...
So you can't please all the people all the time. So.
No. So yeah, sorry about the dogs not running around. If you were here for that, if you were here just for the reselling, then new result. Nice and quiet.
But I think it's about time now we have to say, well, thank you for your company today.
Yes.
Really good seeing you, and happy birthday again, Ray.
Yeah, happy birthday again, Ray. Everybody say happy birthday to Ray. It's his birthday.
Oh, and while I think about it, Nick and Andrea and Lexi and I think some of the others have been doing some raising funds for I think it's Mind they're raising it for.
Right.
So if you want to hop over onto there and donate, that'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah, that's a good thing. And we'll catch you guys in a week or so.
So, and have a good week. Have some good sales.
Have a great week. Yeah. Find somewhere to get some bargains. So, and don't forget, drop down in the comments if you know any of boot sales in the south of England that are going undercover for the winter. Let us know if you know any of those. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah, so
take care. Have a great week.
Bye.